From Daylight Financial Group. Now, we've been talking a lot about how the international border closures have been impacting many businesses because of a lack of skilled staff. Well, another sector is that of local content production and the industry there. Now, Screen Producers Australia said today that 80% of producers surveyed are facing increased problems crewing their projects, and as a result, costs are rising. So it's seen an increase in demand for a range of roles, from second assistant directors to animators, camera operators, grips, line producers and production managers. So for more on that, Anna Napoli spoke earlier with the Screen Producers Australia CEO, Matt Dina.
We've had quite an expansion of production in Australia over the last year, courtesy of COVID-19 actually, and the fact that Australia has been one of the safe havens for many Footloose productions. They're the productions that are often large in scale and can be located anywhere in Australia, but a combination of some good government measures and a number of protections for our industry have meant that we've been able to encourage those productions here. But the consequence of having a surge of international productions has been that there are skill shortages for the local production industry. And so our survey was identifying the problems and challenges created by that.
Has the lack of skilled migration affected the industry?
Yes. Look, having a burst of activity in the industry quickly has meant that many roles have shifted to the international crews. And as a consequence, crewing our industry day to day has been a challenge. And you have got the double problem of not being able to let in the same number of people into the country. So the flexibility we've had in terms of being able to skill up an industry quickly using international people to come into the country has been a major problem. Part of our challenge as an industry is that we are project driven over short periods of time. So there needs to be flexibility about the number of people who can be added to our industry. Having a closed border pretty much, except for a number of key people that can come into our industry, has meant that we haven't had the same flexibility as normal. And that means that there is greater demand on the number of people being able to work in our country without the addition of being able to migrate other skilled workers into the territory.
So what challenges is the industry facing as a result?
So the challenge for the industry is that we need to build a sustainable sector in which people have ongoing work, but don't get this sort of burst of a sugar hit from international work. You really want ongoing roles for people in domestic industry productions. So without that, what you're getting at the moment is a very large increase in costs or inability for people to staff productions. Now, that is also an opportunity because it is opening up the chances for people to enter the industry and have people trained in our workforce in a way that hasn't been really on the cards before. So the negative is an increased cost at the moment and inability to staff. The positive is that there are opportunities now for people to be entering our industry with the right sort of training schemes and advancements for productions to kind of include them in their local work. One of the opportunities that we see is a way of having an ongoing increasing industry that is not dependent to the ups and downs of having international productions coming to the market. And by doing that, if you have a steady ongoing local industry, it smooths over the workplace ups and downs and the costs challenges for many productions. And one of the ways to do that is to have an ongoing contribution by the large international streaming services into this market, because that will encourage local productions to be at a sustainable ongoing rate.
Matt Dina there from Screen Producers Australia. He is the CEO. That is SBS on the Money for this Monday, the 26th of April.